It's Sports Talk in the Man Cave, Week 10 NFL. We all did okay in our picks. No, did you do okay?
I had a bad week. I'm down to number 20 out of 82. I think you moved.
I moved down to number 7, but I did get that pick changed,
Yeah.
and I went against the Patriots, and I called it, and we won. Thanks to a friend, Robert Montes, that had told me a week before to mark that I heard it there first. So
Yeah.
You're doing pretty good. You moved up. You're catching up. You're
I
catching
moved
to me.
up. I moved up to number 31 already, so I'm kind of moving up little by little. And I mean, hopefully keep on doing better this week. But we watched the Cowboys play last night, and I mean, when the game first started,
I was like, this is gonna be a fun week to talk about Dak. It started off terrible for him. That was one of the worst picks ever. I mean, he threw it straight to the guy. Like there was nobody. Like he just threw it straight to him. But he ended up finishing the game pretty good.
yeah, he started out awful, and then he got better.
he got going, and like the announcer said, I mean, he took command, and he did very well. He made some plays happen.
Yeah.
Threw some.
I just thought it was
touchdown
hilarious.
passes,
I don't know.
touchdown
Were y'all watching the game at the beginning? We were hearing Booger McFarland talk about him. As soon as he started talking about it, he hasn't thrown a pick against the Giants in the last 5 games.
Boom.
He's gonna come in super confident. First play of the game, throws a pick.
But it was awful because he stared the guy down.
Yeah.
He looked at him right there. I don't know why he threw it, but
I think he was looking past the defender, and not he didn't see the defender because he was looking at the receiver go when he was.
yeah.
But still a terrible pick to throw.
Terrible pick.
But he finished the game all right. He finished the game.
Yeah, he did good. I mean, some of those passes he threw were very much in stride. With
Caught
his
him in
eyes.
stride.
And that was a big difference in them being able to make touchdowns. So that was really good.
Yeah, I think they had a good combination. The run was real good,
Mm-hmm.
and the pass. So that's kind of when they're at their best. I mean, he averaged 7.5 yards a pass. He threw three touchdowns and one horrible pick. But other than that, I mean, he did pretty good. But the running game did allow him also to free him up.
When he felt the pressure, he was rolling out and not just looking to run. I mean, he made some plays rolling out and finding the receivers downfield,
Yeah.
and that looked pretty good. I thought that was.
Yeah.
I mean, he did go 22 of 35. That's still like 63%. But a lot of that was in the first half where the whole team just looked off the first half.
Yeah.
Remember,
Especially
I was
that first
telling you
quarter and a half.
Yeah.
I think.
what happens to them after a bye. It looks like if they just came out flat and.
Yeah, Jim Garrett is 5-5 off buys.
Yeah.
So I mean, he just got it to 500. So yeah, I mean, you're right about that stat.
Yeah,
I mean that point you're making.
Yeah. But you're right about the run. Also, they got a lot better. They blocked really well, and they were able to get. I mean, I think Elliott got 6 yards per carry. The other running back, Pollard got 7 yards per carry. He only had
They
a
didn't
few.
give him the ball too much.
No,
yeah, they
But
gave him the ball twice,
Wow.
right?
Three
I know he
times.
had one for 8 yards.
They threw him into a screen that
Three
he
for
dropped.
20.
Yeah.
That could have gone for
Oh,
that could have
yeah.
gone far.
He does really good with the opportunities that he gets. He
Yeah.
maximizes them. I know that he had that run drop, but I mean, he has some burst on him.
Not
What
only
did
that,
you all think about the defense, Bennett, the new guy that came in?
He did good.
He did good.
Yeah.
Other than the two
I-
penalties that he had, I mean, that was it. But I mean,
That was it. But
Yeah.
I think he made a big
he made a
difference.
difference.
He made a big difference.
Yeah, it's amazing, but having another good player there.
Now you're gonna
Goes
have
to the other
Quinn,
guys.
Lawrence, and Bennett, and
Now, Sean Lee played awesome. I mean, some of those tackles.
I'm gonna say once again, like I said before the first game, they played the Giants. I want to see them play like that against a good team, and that'll give me more confidence.
Well, Philadelphia's beaten Green Bay. They've beaten some really good teams.
Philadelphia's an on and off team, you know.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, they're still pretty good. They've beaten some quality teams.
Yeah, I mean, they made Philadelphia look bad.
They did make but other teams have too.
Yeah.
and the defense.
Now they're coming up against Minnesota next week.
I think that's gonna be a good game. The only thing is, I wish Adam Thielen was playing to see them. The defense go against a good offense and Minnesota's defense go against the Dallas Cowboy offense and see how that goes.
Well, they still have another big receiver in Diggs, right?
Yeah, but of course now they can
And
concentrate.
the running game is really
Yeah.
good.
Their running game is really good, so it's gonna be good to see the Dallas Cowboys.
Also, Van Der Esch is out for the Cowboys, so that's going to help out the Vikings too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Van Der Esch hopefully can come back in, right? This coming week.
I don't know how bad he is.
I think it was a stinger, but I don't know
I think
why.
it was- I think
if
it
it
was
were-
neck.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if it was.
I don't know if it was a stinger or not,
Yeah.
but I think that's more or less what it was. And hopefully
see.
he'll be coming back this week.
Let's hope so.
But like you said, Sean Lee.
Sean Lee's, I mean, he's a starter.
Yeah.
Really, to tell you the truth. I mean, so It's not much drop off that you have there, so that's a good thing. And I think that over the season so far, we're kind of midway through. There's a couple of teams that maybe surprised you a little bit more than others. I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think?
I think the consensus here is San Francisco's a lot better than what we thought. I think Kyle Shanahan, he's like the quarterback whisperer. Every quarterback that's under him, they do real good. He had RG3, playing at a all pro level. He had Matt Ryan, who was MVP, and now he's doing wonders for Jimmy G.
But Jimmy G before this last game he hadn't had to do much, and this last game he did really well.
Yeah, he had a very good game.
Yeah.
And
two teams that have disappointed me are, of course, Cleveland,
yeah,
the Browns. That was just total disappointment,
Yeah.
and
very much so.
yeah, the Rams. I thought the Rams were gonna really be really tough, and they're not playing like it.
I don't know if they kind of figured out a little bit of Goff, a little bit more. Maybe that's what happened.
Or their offensive system.
Yeah,
I think people have figured them out and they haven't been as effective.
and they haven't been as effective as they were.
I think the run game has a lot to do also with their success. Gurley,
That started at the end of last year.
yeah, Gurley, he looks like a shell of himself. I don't know if he's hurt or I really don't know what the deal is with him. But they don't have that 1-2 punch anymore.
It's sort of like a Cam situation. I think he's hurt
I think
because he
he's hurt.
doesn't look anything like himself.
He's like the next OJ at this point, right? Because OJ, when his knees were gone, that was it.
That was it.
And so this guy, it looks like his knees are gone, man. To tell you the truth, that's why else would he be so bad? Because how many yards has he run for this year? Not many.
Not
has he?
many, no.
Not many at all.
That's a big surprise this year.
And I think it goes back to also why they don't pay running backs, and this is why they don't pay them, because their shelf life is not as long as any other position. They don't last so long. He just got big money, and they haven't gotten anything out of it after that.
Yeah. You're very big on Mahomes. What do you think, Kansas City? What are their chances now, man?
Now that he's coming back, I think they're gonna have a lot better chances. But even when he was playing, he wasn't Mahomes from last year.
Right.
He wasn't dominating teams. He wasn't. The first 2 games that he did, and then after that he was all right.
Yeah.
But he's had some really nice plays.
Of course,
he still
yeah.
tops in the
But I think
quarterbacks.
They lost 2 games right while he was still quarterback.
Yeah. The last
What was his injury again?
His knee is
His
dislocated kneecap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
And also them, the same thing. If you look at all the quarterbacks that are having success, the running games is really a big additive into what they're doing.
Yeah.
Kansas City doesn't have a running game like they used to, and you could tell in the drop off of his game.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Well, also he hadn't had Tyreek Hill,
Okay.
and Tyreek Hill was out for a few games. He got him back 1 game, and then I think the following game is when he got injured.
yeah.
So they haven't had the time to play together as much as last year.
And do you all think that now that you saw this last week, do you think New England has been overrated?
Damn, honestly, now yeah. I was a believer last week, and this week, not a believer anymore.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I think the defense is carrying them the whole year, and I think Brady is already, you could tell it's just right off the bat that he's not what he used to be, and that happens with age.
And I believe that their defense is a good defense. It's a solid defense, but maybe the level of competition that they were playing against wasn't that great offensively.
Yeah.
That also.
The Ravens were pushing him around the line.
Bad.
Yeah, and then it goes back. I think they have their left tackles out and their centers out also, and it goes back. If you don't have a line, you're not gonna accomplish anything. Going back to that, look at the division. They have Buffalo, they have the Jets, and they have the Dolphins. Year after year, they're showing to go to the to win the division.
That's why they only play 2 postseason games and then the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah.
There's no.
And you go in fresher than the other team.
You cannot say 1 year, oh, I remember when the Dolphins were good. I can't remember Dolphins being good, Buffalo being good, or the Jets being good.
Yeah. 1971.
I remember back in the 70s and
Dan Marino
Dan
days.
Marino
Running
and
the Tom Brady.
Mercury Morris. Remember Mercury Morris? Or were you
Yeah.
too young?
Yeah, Jim Kelly's not gonna walk into that field anytime soon.
Yeah, no. So we go to our picks this week. We agree on a few of them. We agree that Baltimore is going to beat Cincinnati, that Tennessee is going to lose to Kansas City, that New Orleans is going to beat Atlanta, that the Giants will beat the Jets, that Tampa Bay is going to beat Arizona, Indianapolis will beat Miami, although Miami just won their first game. They did really good. The Rams will beat Pittsburgh, and everybody's going with Dallas against Minnesota. I'll be there. All right.
We'll be there.
Yes. All right, I'll see you there, buddy. I'll see you there, man.
No, on the road.
And so let's go back and talk about the ones that we don't agree on, which will be the Chargers at Oakland.
You guys, I'm gonna think about it a little bit.
Well, I'm picking Oakland,
Okay.
and because it's at Oakland, and the Chargers have been underachieving somewhat, so.
I think I'm gonna take the
They
Chargers.
just beat Green Bay.
Yeah.
Just beat Green Bay.
But
But that's an
but
overachieving
I'm talking
moment.
about season, not one
Yeah,
game
yeah,
at a time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Chargers. Keep up with the momentum after last week. Hopefully they
Chargers.
put it through.
I think they found their wrong game last week, but I'm taking Oakland. Oakland's been all right. They've been solid.
I think they're getting better.
They are.
I think
They're looking better.
Yeah.
They're looking better.
Yeah, so hopefully, I think I'm taking Oakland also. The next one is Detroit at Chicago. I'm surprised we don't agree on that one.
Yeah, no, Chicago.
Chicago's-
I think they need to have already thrown the towel on Trubisky, and they need to move forward from that era. I mean, I know he was the number one. He went number one, number two, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they need to go forward on that. But I think they'll come through this week with the defense.
Wow, you totally changed it around.
Yeah, that's surprising.
I thought you were going the other way there for a while.
Yeah, no, I just throw it to the curveball.
Carlos, you go.
I'm taking. Who are they playing against? Whoever they're playing against.
Detroit.
I'm taking Detroit.
You're taking Detroit.
I'm taking
Alright.
Detroit because they can score. I think they can even score against a good defense of the Bears, and I don't think Trubisky. I'm not a believer anymore either.
Condo.
He kind of let me down this year.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, we were all like, "Oh, Trubisky might have a good."
We thought he was going to be
preseason."
great, man.
Not me.
And
Not me. Not me.
Well, look, last year he was the third ranked quarterback in QBR. He was a good quarterback. I had him on fantasy, so I knew exactly how good he was. He was getting me 30 points all the time.
Wow.
But
He didn't get us 30 points.
Yeah.
did he
that's why-
lose offensive linemen, or what did he lose? I don't
he
know.
lost his mojo. That's what he lost.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
no, I'm going with Detroit as well.
That's right.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, everybody's going to Detroit except
Gilbert.
Gilbert. All right. Buffalo at Cleveland. Mayfield, another underachiever. Gilbert, we're going to start with you.
Yeah,
man.
that's a tough one. This is do or die, I think, for Cleveland. So I think they have a little desperation type game, and they're gonna pull it out.
Cleveland, do or die. Okay.
I do like Buffalo, but Cleveland. I think is due for a win, for a good game.
Okay.
So I would go with Cleveland.
I'm taking Buffalo. I don't think Cleveland has it, and I think the drama's already about to start. Just wait for
The drama?
Odell Beckham. He's already complaining about targets. He was complaining on the sideline,
Mhm.
and I don't think Baker Mayfield's the type of guy to just take shit.
And if stuff like that happens,
No.
it's like
I don't think he is, and I think it's not.
it's like when the Cowboys had Dez that he was crying, and Dak had to be forcing passes to him. Even Romo had to be forcing passes to him. And if he starts that could.
I don't
cause
think
trouble.
somebody complaining about targets is a good thing either way. He's gonna either force passes to him or it's gonna cause drama between them. So I don't think it's gonna.
I want
help.
to see drama.
Me
I wanna
too,
see drama.
actually.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I'll take it.
All right.
Who did you pick?
I'm not going to pick. I went with Cleveland also. I think Cleveland's going to pass them off. I think Cleveland is they have to win some games. This is I like Buffalo, but I'm not totally convinced on Buffalo. So we'll see. Anyway, next game that we don't agree on down here, Carolina at Green Bay. That's going to be a good game. A great game.
That is.
I'm gonna look for Carolina to beat Green Bay for them to go on a
Carolina.
2-game losing streak. Aaron Rodgers already caused drama this week by calling out his teammates. So
He called out his teammates,
yeah,
really?
well, he
What
said
did he
they
say?
weren't prepared. So probably teammates and coaches.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe when you have a leader
Whoa.
like that and you get called out,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it has a positive effect. You know, when when let's say that a so-so quarterback comes and says stuff like that, hey, but you have an Aaron Rodgers doing that. So I'm going with Green Bay.
Yeah. Some people, it depends how they take being called out. Some people take it as an insult. Some people look at themselves and say, hey, he's right. So I don't know, but I'm taking Green Bay because they're at home.
Green Bay? Okay.
But that'll be a good one.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with State Farm also. So we're going to go there. Next one, Seattle at San Francisco.
Upset special right here. Take Seattle. Don't book it. Take them.
Book it.
Seattle. He said book it.
Nah,
Did you hear that?
I'm taking San Francisco.
San Francisco. Okay.
So it's going to be at Seattle?
At San Francisco.
At San Francisco. San Francisco.
San Francisco. And I am going to go with San Francisco also. They look like a good team, man. I mean, it's hard to say that they're not a good team.
It's not that they're blowing everybody out.
They run
but
the ball.
they win the
They
games.
run the ball more than they pass the ball.
Yeah.
Good
Effective,
old style.
and then a good defense. Dude. And Seattle, they're winning games, and even though their quarterback is playing good, Wilson's playing good. I don't know that that's all they got, man. I think they got him. He gets hurt. That team maybe not.
Well, they added Josh Gordon. They added Clowney. So they've gotten some good additions lately.
Yeah.
But that defense, what did that defense do against Tampa Bay?
Nothing.
No.
Dude.
So, but it's kind of like, okay, well, what did the Cowboys defense do against the Jets? And they come,
It's been more than 1 week.
And I think I brought it up that week. You have to see that they had those hurt defensive linemen.
Yeah.
You can't put pressure on a quarterback, and any quarterback, it was proven right there, because he hasn't done. McDonald had a farm.
Sam Darnold, man.
Darnold couldn't.
McDonald.
Had a farm.
Disrespect right
But he couldn't. Once he faced other teams that weren't injured, they could put pressure on him.
He's still seeing ghosts.
And and our line just wasn't there.
Yeah, and okay, so I'm going to ask another question. Fantasy football player of the week. Who do you think is going to score the best fantasy football points this week?
Who do I think is going to score the best? I think it's going to be Patrick Mahomes.
Book it.
Book that. Start him. And he's on my trading block if anybody's interested.
We are not interested. Sir, who do you think?
Okay. Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. Okay, forget him. Next one.
I'm going with
I'm picking my player.
I'm going with none other than Dakota Rain Prescott. No, I'm kidding.
All right, I'm going with Evans again. He's playing great, man, lately. He's giving us tons of points.
Yeah, he's giving us. So it's somebody else's turn. So.
No, it's still his turn. It's still his turn.
Okay, no, it's somebody else's from our own team.
Oh, yes. Okay.
We have the same team.
I get it. All right, guys. Well, I guess there's a couple of other things to talk about. Not the Lakers, but
nobody cares that they beat the Spurs in the fifth game of the season.
There was a boxing match this weekend that Chale and Carlos saw, and they have a few comments about that. So let's just turn it to them to talk.
I know you didn't watch the fight, right?
No, I didn't get to watch it.
You saw the highlights.
Yeah, it's the clips.
You see, we watched it here, and we were both kind of in agreement that something sketchy is going on in that fight. It was Kovalev was just patting his gloves for 11 rounds, and then one shot, he puts his hands down and puts his head out. Perfect angle for Canelo.
Like right there, so I could
perfect angle for Canelo to give him that last shot. And I think it was something sketchy going on. What also made me think something sketchy is going on is, I think there was this show called 40 Days, I think that's what it's called. And they meet each other face to face, and Kovalev seems like a fan to this guy. He comes up to him, asks him for a selfie. He tells him, "Oh, you look big," like whatever. He's talking to him like he's a fan. And that's not what competitors do. If you're going into a fight to compete against somebody, you don't act like that.
Yeah.
No, and he did not fight like a champion at all. I don't care. I believe he's 36. I don't think he got old that night. It wasn't that. He did not fight like a champion at all. He did not throw any meaningful punches. And later on in the fight, he would throw one or two and wouldn't put his punches together. He's a champion. He was a champion. A reigning champion. He did not fight like a champion. Canelo came up 15 pounds to fight him. You know what happens when guys go up 5 pounds, 6 pounds to fight.
You get beat up, man. You get beat up.
Exactly. He did not try to impose himself on him, did not do anything. I think, like Carlos said, I agree with Carlos 100%. There's something sketchy going on. It's a second fight that we see here that we just say something's going on. Well, actually, in the other fight, Triple G, in my eyes, got beat.
Mine too.
Got beat bad.
I think it has to do a lot with the future promotion. They want to make that other big money fight between Triple G again and Canelo again. If you have one of them lose, which both of them I think probably would have lost if it was fair, you don't make that money fight again.
Yeah.
And,
So you
and
can't
it's
have
all
them
about
lose.
money.
And
It's all about
You know,
money.
I lost all respect for Canelo after he ate that bad meat. You know, allegedly.
Yeah.
So I mean, I lost all respect for the guy.
I mean, did you see the knockout?
Yeah.
And did you think it was a little weird?
Yeah.
Even the way he fell on the ropes, he was kind of awake, but he was like not awake, and he was like holding to the rope, but he was like,
Yeah, it seemed like a money grab.
It was-
You know,
yeah.
I mean, they just
So
yeah.
probably got paid off.
Yeah, it was a heist. I mean,
Wow,
That's
that's
what I'm
terrible.
thinking.
But I just don't think I would buy a Canelo Triple G fight. I'm not gonna watch
And
it. I mean,
I-
not at that. I mean,
I don't know if I could stay away from watching it, but you know, I wouldn't want to see something like that again.
I want to
don't
see him
want-
fight George Masvidal. George Masvidal called him out. You know who that is?
Which one was
The
that?
guy,
Which time?
the guy who fought right before in the
Mm.
UFC.
Oh yeah.
Called him out. Wants to
called
box
that
him.
Canelo?
Yeah.
Really?
Pull the
That guy's good. After watching that UFC,
Yeah.
God, this was putting Carlos to sleep, and it's everybody's like all. I mean, during that UFC fight, oh damn! That
You know what?
that
You
guy-
know
like to
another
see
thing
that.
that's sketchy.
I would like to see that.
Another thing that's sketchy. Boxing has never waited for a UFC event to finish in order to start their event. And it felt like they were trying to get as many people to watch this knockout that they knew was gonna happen. And they waited for the UFC, and they showed him in the backstage just laying on a couch waiting for the UFC event to finish in order for them to start their fight. And that's never happened before, and I think it's a little sketchy. I think they were trying to get as many people to see this knockout.
I mean, Canelo has a good punch. He has a good punch. I don't think you go up 15 pounds and knock out a champion.
With one shot, two shots like that, no.
I don't. That shouldn't happen.
No.
I mean, how many guys 15 pounds lighter took his shot?
He hadn't knocked anybody out in a few fights already.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
everybody's
I-
been going the distance. with him,
Everybody's
yeah.
been going the distance, and then you come and you fight a champion 15 pounds heavier than where you normally fight, and you
Wow.
knock him out.
yeah,
That doesn't happen.
I mean, even Triple G. I mean, he took his best punches,
Yeah.
And a lot of them.
A lot of them.
So
I
if
mean,
this fight would have gone the distance, you think Kovalev would have won the fight?
No,
Points, not
no.
even?
He,
He wasn't
I tell
trying.
you, he wasn't
didn't
even
try at all?
put
Not
any
even-
meaningful
just
shots
He was tapping the
together.
gloves, he wasn't even tapping the face.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So
What a sad story.
sketch.
Well, I'm kind of glad I didn't watch it, man. I was shopping. And,
it was hard to watch. I was standing up, falling asleep literally. Right there. My eyes were going to
I think I still want to watch, but it's difficult. I mean, to
Yeah, it's
get the-
hard when they're trying to set up matches like that
It's
and
difficult.
just to
And it-
make
and-
money. And you know, it is just
and
about
slowly,
money.
slowly, no matter how much we love the sport, slowly,
Yeah.
boxing is going to lose more and more and more people. I remember when UFC,
Yeah.
you know, wasn't as popular as it is now. But now I think more people are watching the UFC fights. And,
You see, the
know,
thing about the UFC is they put the best against the best each fight. And there's no cross promotional stuff going on, like the Zone can't fight with the Showtime guy or something like that. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But they can't fight with each other because they're on different promotions. UFC puts the best guys against the best guys, and that's it.
So you're saying that WWE is a little bit more real than boxing right now?
And I think they take more shots. Sometimes they take more real shots, slamming them on tables and
All
stuff.
right. Well, that's unfortunate for boxing, man, and because we do love the sport, and it was great back in the day, and so far the latest fights that I've seen and
Been
didn't
trash.
see, I guess, have been terrible. So, guys, thanks for joining us. We will talk to you next week.
Yeah.